Hello everyone, Tyranee here. Welcome to my sidebar tutorial. I get a lot of people asking me, well, how do you get those sidebars? How do you do this and that? Well, here's your answer, folks. So the first thing we are going to do, I'm working with Photoshop CS5 and Camtasia, so if you have something else, you might want to work with a different tutorial. But this is what works for me. So first of all, what we're going to do, delete these just for the sake of experimenting here. By the way, I should mention we're going to make my light platinum sidebars here. This is what we're making. So yeah, I feel like those are the best out of my sidebars at the moment in my LP series, so that's why I'm making them. Anyways, I'm going to take this clip here, import it into Camtasia. If you don't know how to do that, it's File, Import Media, and then pick your clip. I actually have two clips here from this episode, so I'm going to import them both. I'm going to add this to the timeline. It should have told me what size it was, but for the sake of the tutorial, we are going to go with this size right here. So in order for me to figure out what size that is, I'm going to go ahead and crop this down to here, and then go to Image, Canvas Size, and it'll tell me that it's 786 by 543. So I'm going to make a new file, and I'm going to go to 786 by 543. Resolution doesn't matter because it's not being printed, it's on the internet. And what you're going to do here, make sure to click this unlock button, or else you won't be able to work with this layer. You can put anything you want in this box because this is just going to be a placeholder. This is only a placeholder. But what you're going to do after this is you're going to go to Canvas Size, and you're going to go to our standard high definition full screen YouTube size, which is 1280 by 720. Right, so image canvas size 1280 by 720. Okay, so this box here, this is our placeholder. This is where our video is going to be. You can make anything in this box, but it's not going to matter later. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer down here. By the way, if you don't know how to work with Photoshop, you might want to look at a few tutorials before checking this one out, because this is going to use a lot of Photoshop principles and stuff like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a box, and we're going to fill it in with black, and we're going to take our marquee tool and make a box inside of this box, make sure it's centered, or at least it looks like it's centered, and we're going to delete the inside there. That's going to be our webcam box. That's going to be my webcam box. I don't know about yours, because you're making your own sidebars, guys. Don't steal mine. Use this tutorial as a reference, not a copy. So the next thing we're going to do is try to get some of our little effects on there. So we're going to go to this Pokemon Light Platinum cover here. That was made by, I don't remember who did the Light Platinum graphics. You guys are going to have to look that up. I think it was Wesley. It said he made the game. I don't know if he made the graphics. Anyways, we're just going to take a chunk out of this. We're just going to take a chunk out of this box cover here. Press Command C and press Command V in here, and you'll see that that thing imported there. So you're going to take this, and it's not going to matter how much you stretch it out because it's really ultimately just a pattern anyway. Nobody's really going to notice how much this thing pixelates. Honestly, that's just my opinion. So you're going to stretch it out. It doesn't matter how much. You're going to put this over here. This is going to be where our party goes, by the way. You're going to put this over here. You're going to hold Alt. Drag this to create a copy of it. Make sure these are kind of... It doesn't really matter if these are symmetrical or not. Just make sure the one on the right lines up with the top of the video, because this is where your webcam goes. So if your webcam's not here, you might just want to line them up both to the top of this video here. So next thing you're going to do, take this again, hold Alt, drag it, take this, put it on the side here, and drag it to the bottom and stretch it out to fill this blank space here. Alright, cool. Now that we've got that part taken care of, it's time to start doing the banner. Right, you might notice that it doesn't look exactly like my other light platinum thing. That's because, you know, sometimes you can never really do the same thing twice, but it's basically the same concept, just some of the colors are going to be different. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to this box art here. We're going to take our quick select tool, which is right over here, and we're going to drag it over the Pokemon logo. Yes, make sure you get all the inside and everything, including this little quotation, whatever, tilde mark up there that's kind of tricky. I'm going to press Command C and Command V, if you press the I next to the layer below it, you'll see that this thing, I just cut this thing out. So, and it has a couple rough edges. So we're going to do a little something to fix that. We're going to go to our eyedropper tool, and we're going to go ahead and click on the blue part. And then we're going to click down here on this color palette, get this code right here, highlight this code, Command C, press cancel, go to blending options, right click blending options on the Pokemon logo, go to stroke, go down to color, Command V down in this box here, and you'll get the exact color that's on the border of that Pokemon logo. Now you'll see the color's a little overbearing at the moment, so we're going to reduce the stroke down a couple sizes. And you'll see that it doesn't look so jagged anymore. It's not perfect, but it doesn't look so jagged. It's not going to really matter once we do the whole banner thing anyways. So yeah, here's our Pokemon thing. And now we're going to take this again, and we're going to use our quick select and try to get the light platinum here. Actually, you know what? It's probably better if you right click on if you drag out the quick select menu and use magic wand. So go here. Click on all the white letters. Click on all the white letters. You see, because what Magic Wand does is it selects solid colors that you pick. Unless, you know, solid colors, and if you have the tolerance high enough, which I have it at 100, it'll select certain shades of that color. If you want more details, look up a Magic Wand tutorial. This is a sidebar tutorial, guys, not a Photoshop tutorial, so yeah. Command C, Command V when you have that all selected, as you see that I did. And the light platinum's it's a little hard to see. I mean, it's not going to be on white, but it's a little hard to see. So what I would do would be add a small stroke to it, so it's much more, that's, of course, blending options, right-click blending options, and then stroke. So it's going to be quite a bit more noticeable. So what you're going to do is select both of these layers, just hold Control or Command if you're on a Mac, and go to your Move tool, just drag this into our sidebars over here. Now, one thing we forgot to do earlier was take this copy and move it to the top here, so we're going to do that now. We're going to take this copy and move it to the top, stretch it out. Doesn't really matter because this is more of a pattern anyway. I'm going to stretch this thing out right about here. So yeah, that's a good way right there. And right as soon as we do that, we're going to take this top layer, the Pokemon layer, and we're going to stretch this out to be about half the banner. And then we're going to go to our light platinum layer, which should be layer 3 at this point. We're going to drag this out so we can see it. And then we're going to click on the transform controls, move it over, stretch it out. And yeah, we might want to make these a little smaller, so let's do that. Let's make these a little bit smaller. So there we have our top banner, and we have a couple sides on there. See, so as I said, it's not going to quite look like this because I spent a lot more time doing this, and this is kind of a quick tutorial on basically just how to do sidebars. So, you know, don't judge me on the quality of this because the other one's a lot better. But anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do these white boxes over here behind the badges in the party. So we're going to make a new layer above everything else, grab our marquee tool, drag out right underneath where the webcam is, grab our fill tool, switch to white as the front color, fill there, and then as you're selecting the layer, go over to opacity and go down to about, I don't know, I guess 26% is pretty much enough for emphasis. So we're going to go down to about 26%, and then we're going to alt click and drag this over here to where our badges will be. This is for emphasis sake, guys. You don't really have to do this. Okay, so at this point we actually don't really need our placeholder anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this black box. So you can see our sidebars are finally coming together a little bit. So this is the area with the video. Once again, this is the area for the webcam. Now, we are going to label our party and badges parts. So we're going to take the text tool, which is T, that's the shortcut. I use fix this text, you can use whatever the heck you want. We're going to type in party here, make sure that the font is white and that it's the top layer, you want it to be the top layer. So yeah, party right here, little stars in the way. We're actually going to want to get rid of that. for cleanup's sake. So we're going to go back down to that layer that this is at, and we're going to go ahead and take our clone stamp tool, grab an area of the image, and stamp over the star here, just to get rid of it because it's blocking our little party thing. Okay, so we have party right there. Make sure that party is kind of centered because you don't want, especially this what we're going to do next, you really want it to be aligned correctly or else it's going to look weird. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go to Window and I'm going to click Rulers, which is right. Okay, no, actually it's View Rulers, my bad. It's View Rulers. And we're going to take this guide over here and we're going to put it right here. And now we're going to take, actually no, this guide can move about, put it right on the edge of the webcam box. That'll give you plenty of room. And take another guide from over here, put it on the other edge of the webcam box. Now this is the area from end to end where these squares are going to go for your party. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all my layers from earlier. I'm going to right click merge layers, not merge visible. My bad about that. Merge layers. Right click merge layers. And you're going to want to take the two white boxes and merge them with this too. So don't forget to do that. And make sure, of course, your banner's on top because it probably will cover it up. Yeah, so banner's on top. Those layers are merged. We have our guides up, which is good, of course. And we're gonna go down to the layer with all the sidebars that are merged on it. And we're gonna take our marquee tool, go from end to end on this, we're gonna go from end to end on these guides, put a square there. Make sure you have enough room for 6 guys, so you might want to put a couple dummy squares down there just to make sure you have enough room. So we're gonna go 1, 2, make sure you get the right distance between them two guys because it'll look kind of weird if you don't. Okay, so now we have a couple squares down there. I'm going to go ahead and drag this guy down here just for the sake of how big the space in between the squares is. So we're going to drag a couple guys down this way. And let's see, what's the distance between these two guys here? About a small, like, 1/100 of an inch or something. I'm not very good with naming measurements. Whatever, you can see how close they are there. So we're gonna zoom out a little bit. Actually, we don't really need to zoom out because the rulers are right here. And we're gonna take this guy and put it down about 1/100 of an inch from this one. And the distance between this square, actually, we don't really need to do that. We can just tell by looking at it. Usually, unless you're bad with this, you might want to measure So we're going to do this. Yeah, it looks about halfway. Looks like we're good here. We're going to put a guide down here. We're going to put a guide about 1/100 of an inch, like I said there, or 1/10 of an inch, whatever it is. And we're going to... I'm not good at math, guys. Don't judge me. Alright, so we're going to do this. Yeah, put this right here. That's about the right size there. So make a box there. This is about 4 party members right here. So once again, repetition with the guides. Repetition with the guides. Take this, put it here. Take this, put it about 1/10 of an inch. Or whatever, you know. You see how the guides are, guys. You know how you do this. You should get it by now. Alright, so we're going to take this box. Put it here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 party members now. And we're going to do this one more time with the guide. Take this at 1/10 of an inch, and one more square should do it. It's not going to reach all the way to the bottom, but that would take a few minutes. That would take some adjusting. That's up to you guys. You know, I showed you how to do the adjusting, so that'll take a little bit of adjusting. And now that we have our party lined up over there, we can go to View and Clear Guides. Since those guides are done, we don't need those guides anymore. We're good. You can tell this is set up pretty well over here. This box is a little small, but that's alright. That's alright. Now for the badges. We are going to take, since we already have party here in the same font we want, we're going to alt drag over here, press T for text, go over it like you would be changing the text, and put badges in here. So now you're going to take this, you're going to make it larger, you're going to rotate it with a transform thingamajig over here, and put it about, I don't know, put it about centered like this. This is how I did it, at least. Put it about centered like this. And this is going to require a lot more guides, so I'm actually going to fast forward through this once we get to the box part, because I just showed you guys how to do guides and boxes and stuff. Alright, oh, by the way, you'll realize that I have a black background behind these boxes here, and I don't have one here. The black background I had on the other one is kind of pointless, because the background is going to be black if you put something in with like this transparent background anyways. That's just how the movie editor works. Anyways, back to badges. We're going to go back to badges here. I'm going to make another square since in light platinum you have 16 badges. I'm going to put a square here. I'm going to fill it in with red. I'm going to grab it, alt-click, put another one over here. Put another one over here, make sure they're aligned correctly. But the different part about this one is we're going to go to blending options, right-click blending options, make this blue. We're going to reduce the opacity of this bottom red one to about, I don't know, 42% sounds about good for me. We're going to reduce both of these to about 42%. So we got that there. And now we are going to do our box thing. So you guys are going to watch me do this, but I'm going to fast forward through this because, you know, this will be really tedious, as you guys already know. First of all, though, before we fast forward, we're going to merge these layers. And we're going to put this down at the bottom, of course, so we get all our stuff and our banner on top. We're going to grab this layer, and we're going to zoom through this real quick. Alright, and you can see I didn't really make my squares too even. Mostly because, like I said, you know, you're not supposed to copy, you're just supposed to, you know, use this as a guide, sort of. So, yeah, we got our badges set up here. I would make them bigger if I were you, that's just me. I would just make them bigger because this is pretty small right here and a little bit uneven between the spaces. I wanted to get done with this kind of quick. So we have our party thing, and we have our badges thing. And granted, this doesn't look nearly as good as this. This took me a lot longer to do. So I would get to this eventually. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go control U to bring up the saturation menu. And on this bottom layer here with our bars, and I'm going to lighten. I'm going to see what it looks like, lightened up, saturated, whatever. So yeah, we'll just do it this way. We'll saturate plus 100%. I think it's very blue, but whatever. I think it works. Maybe a little less blue will do it. Yeah, a little less blue is fine. We'll just do a little less blue. You want to know about the saturation panel? Once again, this is not a Photoshop tutorial. This is a sidebar tutorial. I was just showing you how I created these, so you might want to look that one up yourself. I'll leave a couple. I have a couple links in the description if you want to look up some Photoshop tutorials. So what we're going to do? This is a very important step, guys. So pay attention to this. You're going to go to File, you're going to go to Save As. Make sure you're saving it in the right folder, of course, somewhere where you can find it. Save it as, I don't know, I'm going to save this LP bars. I'm going to save this as LP bars. And you're going to go down this File menu and click PNG. Why are we doing PNG? Because PNG preserves the transparent background. If you don't save as PNG, it will import with a white background. And you don't want that because that looks weird. So we're going to save this as lpbars.png. Press none for that thing, and we're going to go up to our video, of course, and we're going to go to File, Import Media, go to your videos, go down to wherever the heck your videos are, and click on the thing you just made, which mine was LP bars, of course. So you're gonna right click this, as you see the little menu options here, add as callout. So as you can see, I just added these bars as a callout. It doesn't fit my video perfectly, but this is what the zoom is for. Now, as if you have a pip clip and you want to put it up where your webcam is, make sure and all you have to do in Camtasia, it'll import it automatically if you recorded with a webcam on. And you're going to go grab this, put it up in the corner, make sure it's about the size of the box so that this is right here. Yeah, my badges look a little funky, just ignore that. My other one's better, obviously. Make sure this box fits how you want it to be. I'm going to go to the zoom panel over here. Aspect ratio, not really going to help here. Basically, I'm just going to mess with it until I can get it to the point where it fills up most of this box in the middle. This is what that size at the beginning was for. So you just kind of have to mess with it until it fills up what you want it to fill up, pretty much. So yeah, we're going to take this. Yeah, well, this is pretty much as good as I'm going to get it, I think, right about here. So we're going to leave this here. And now, what we're going to do with this, just to make sure that it plays the entire clip, we're going to go down to this here. You see where it says callout right here. We're going to right-click this LP bars 1, click callout duration, put in a number, first of all, that you know is not the number of seconds for the video. See, so I'm going to put in like 2,000, and it'll tell me pick a value between 1.1 and 1312.4. So if I wanted it to play the entire video, I would put it 1312.4 in the duration box. So now this LP bars will be here this entire video. As you can see, there's my webcam up there. My webcam is a little off, so I'm going to move it down a little bit. You see, there's my LP bars, of course. Now, for importing your Poke Party, you can either put your party in here in Photoshop if you want to, which this is not how I do it. I mean, you can do it that way if you want, but I mean, I have to deal with like changing sprites for evolutions and levels and all this other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to once again go to File, Import Media. I'm going to grab, for example, Neon Cat here for the heck of it. We're going to grab Neon Cat and right-click, add as callout, just like the light platinum bars. And we're going to shrink this, make sure it fits in the box right there. And now we have Neon Cat in our party. Isn't that great, guys? Neon Cat. What you can also do down here with these, if you don't want to do the whole duration thing, grab them by the end and drag them all the way. That's what you do with that. So yeah, don't forget to do that. We have Neon Cat here, and if you want to put names and levels, you will go to this callouts tab right here. If you don't see it on the bottom, it's probably in more. But we're going to go to this callouts tab, click this arrow here, click this T here. This is text callout. This works like any other callout you just imported. Put this right here. I don't know, type anything. I'm just going to put neon in there. Make sure people are able to see it, so I'm going to put it in white. And of course Arial black, because that's what I use for my stuff here. So we have neon there. I'm going to drag this all the way to the end so neon appears the entire video. And I'm going to take this text call out and put level right here. I don't know, say Neon Cat was level 5. There we go. Neon level 5. And now, whenever Neon levels up, first of all, what you first want to do is drag the level all the way to the end like everything else, and say Neon Cat levels up halfway through the video. You're going to right-click on the point that it levels up, press S or split, or right-click and press split, or press S. You're going to want to add sometimes it messes up a little bit, so you're going to want to press play for like a couple milliseconds maybe in order to make sure that it's actually going to do this. Press play for a little bit, and then you click the level tab and go to 6. So every time you level up something, you have to go to split right here. You have to go to the part where whatever it is levels up. Press X, S, or right click and press split, and then change the number pretty much. So for God's sakes, if you go down here, for whatever sakes, if you go down here, something levels up, right here we have, I don't know, Neon Cat level 100. There we go. So as you see the video here, watch the number, there we go. We got 6 there, and you'll see that it lasts 6 all through this thing because this is all you know, change from 6 and everything. And we're going to zoom in here with this tab, go right here, and as you'll see, it goes right up to level 100 after you split there. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's basically how you do all this sidebar stuff. So if you guys have any questions, post it in the comments. I think I was pretty thorough with this, as thorough as I could be, and I know these sidebars aren't really the best. Definitely not as good as the other light platinum, but especially with this badge thing here. But yeah, you've seen my other sidebars. You know I can do better than this. This is just for example, you know, so you guys can stop asking me now. So rate, comment, subscribe, favorite people, and I will see you guys next time.